there, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to 31 Days of Tarot. You know the drill by now. I will have a link to Ethany's video down below with the description of this challenge and all of the prompts for January 2019. But today's prompt, we are on day 14. Yes. I'm going to read this question and then I'm going to have a little rant about it. Just a sec. So, which tarot decks give you the most insight by way of the imagery and symbology of the cards rather than intuition or basic tarot knowledge? Y'all, I really struggled with this one because I'm like, wait, no intuition and no tarot knowledge? Just symbols? Because frankly, most of the time I stink at that. I was able to think of a couple examples, but for me, I don't know how to untangle those things. Tarot knowledge, even just experiential tarot knowledge, always informs my readings to a certain degree. Even when I choose to go another way because of intuition, which is part 2 of this rant, I still can't turn that voice off, which means it was really challenging for me to think of decks where I don't use, or where I could not use, my foundational tarot knowledge or my intuition. Intuitively, y'all, I can't turn that tap off. It's just on. So when I start pulling cards, even if I know a deck really, really well, I will sometimes get an intuitive hit that has nothing to do with what that card is traditionally about, and I will go with it. And I give the best readings when I do that. So again, it's hard for me to untangle that enough to be able to say these are decks that I could work with where those things don't have to be at play. But I did my best, and here's what I came up with. So the first one I want to talk about is the Sun and Moon Tarot. So this is by Vanessa Descourt. I might not be saying that right. It might be like Descourt. I think that the images and the symbology in this deck are very, very clear. It's easy to spot symbols. It's a dude hanging from a tree. I don't think it would be hard to, and he's got his hands together in like a prayer or meditative type position. So I think it would be very easy visually to go, this is about getting some perspective, taking your time, taking time away to get your head clear. I think I could still get that from this, even if I didn't know that about this card. The Ten of Cups, these two are clearly happy together and pouring water that is overflowing. But more than that, in the majors, let's see if I can grab a couple of good examples here. In the majors, there's literally symbols that are very easy to spot. Let me just, yeah, here's one of my favorite examples. So the Empress. It's a woman who is pregnant with bunnies, so it's not hard to get fertility from that, or abundance. And she's holding a female symbol, so you could get feminine. She's sitting on a moon. So the symbols here are very clear and easy to spot. I also find that the little white book that comes with this deck does a beautiful job of literally bold, I think it's even in bold type. In the majors it is anyways. Or maybe it's not. But it does very clearly describe each and every symbol that you see in the card. So for example, the Empress, the card we were just looking at, that would make the most sense. It literally says she holds a crystal globe with a cross, revealing the wholeness of heart and spirit, an examination of the inner and outer world. Butterflies embody the transformation process. The pigeon is a prophetic bird that reminds us to listen to our inner guide. The air sign denotes awareness. The moon represents female cycles, instincts, emotions, dreams, imagination, and creativity. So the entire description points out what the things are you're seeing on the card and how it relates to the meaning. So this deck, I think, does a great job of just visually representing the meaning without you having to know anything about tarot. You could just go by the guidebook or go by the image on the card, I think, and get a pretty clear idea of what's happening. I think you could probably say the same thing about a classic Rider-Waite-Smith style deck. But if I took the question as I think it was intended, which is Rider-Waite-Smith, I think the reason it works so well for so many of us is because we understand what those images mean. And some of the scenes I think are very clear, but some aren't. I think this one deals great with symbols and stuff. That's what I think. Another one that I think does a really great job with just being visually making sense is the Naked Heart Tarot. So let me pick some examples. And it's not, I wouldn't say it's like it the whole way through, but here we have the Nine of Wands, which is really about that final push. You might feel really overwhelmed. There might be things all around you, but you can definitely if you're nimble, make your way through, which is kind of what I get from that. The Nine of Pentacles, which for me is about basking a little bit in what you have. Just this bird looks like it's preening and super chill and whatever. Dolphins for the Three of Cups, you get that sense of play and connection. There was a few others in here I was kind of thinking of, and of course they're not coming right to hand. I think the Sage or the Book for the Hierophant, especially a book that looks like it's up on a podium like that, I think is very symbolic. This Three of Pentacles for working together with the ants carrying the pentacles, I think is very clear about collaboration and work. The Camel with all the wands, clearly labor here and burden. So I think, you know, I think you can get that. I think this deck does a good job of being, oh, there's a Hermit turtle. There's a Hermit. There's a Hermit as a turtle represented in this deck. You get that sort of, I think you get competition here from the Five. But I mean, if I didn't have that tarot knowledge, would I see these the same way? I don't know, to be honest. But a lot of them I think you can. Like, you can see love here with these two eagles. So I think this deck does a beautiful job. And Jillian Weil does do an excellent job in the guidebook of describing the artwork and the symbology and how it all relates. This meaty little guidebook, like, that comes with that deck has so much good stuff in it. So yeah, this one is definitely really, really good for that. The next one I want to show you is the Brady Tarot. You've heard me talk about this one in this 31 Days of Tarot already, but I do think that the images and the keywords combined give you a lot to work with. Even if you don't know anything about tarot, I think it's really easy to just take this card at face value. Even if all you did was read the keyword, that's a symbol, and you could just go off of that, and you don't have to have any tarot knowledge. You could just go with what you see in the picture and what you read as the keyword. And the majors don't have keywords, but I think the majors are very clear. I think this is the Death card. Clear. So I don't think you would need to rely solely on intuition or tarot knowledge to read with this deck. For sure. The last one I can't leave out because it is the deck that I literally taught myself to read with, and I did it without a book, so I had no tarot knowledge, and I didn't know how to use my intuition that much in the beginning. I threw away the book so I would learn to use my intuition. This is the Osho Zen Tarot. There's so much you can get just by looking at the images. Very easy, and there's also keywords, as I said before. So you don't have to have tarot knowledge, and you don't have to use your intuition. You can just literally take what you see, the picture and the word, and put them together to have a meaning. So this would be the last one that I would recommend or suggest in that context. So out of my collection, those were the ones that first immediately kind of came to mind. I would be curious to know how you would answer that question if you are new to tarot or if you're experienced to tarot. Let me know down in the comments below what decks come to mind when you think of taking out tarot knowledge and taking out intuition. What decks would work the best for you? So let me know, and I will see you again tomorrow for the day 15. Talk to you later. Bye.